Hi everyone. There are many homophones in English, but I have chosen only some of the ones we use commonly in speech and writing. So, what are homophones? As you can see on your screen, homophones are words that sound the same, although their meanings and spellings are different. These words have the same sound, the same pronunciation. When you pronounce the words, you say them in exactly the same way, and yet they mean entirely different things. They are spelt entirely differently. So let's start this lesson. I have a lot of homophones for you, and I have examples of how you can use them in sentences so that you can understand their usage better. And at the end of the lesson, we'll do a short test. All right, are you ready to begin? Here's the first pair of homophones for you. Now, when you say these words, you will say dear. Whether you are using the first word or the second word, you pronounce them in exactly the same manner. So, dear, dear. And yet they mean two different things. The first word, dear, is an animal, and the second word is a loving word that you use for someone. For example, if you want to call out to someone affectionately, you say, my dear, can you do that for me? And I have some sentences to help you understand how to use these words better. Here, how are you, my dear? See, you're being very loving over here. The deer, the animal, had golden hair on its neck. My dear cousin lives in Agra. I saw several deer crossing the stream yesterday. My dear friend, did you see the deer in the park? Now, in this last sentence, I have used both the words in the same sentence, in one single sentence. I hope that was clear. So here's a deer, and you can see both of them being very loving. Dear. They're dear to each other. Okay, let's proceed. Here is the next pair of homophones. Not, not. Whether you are using the first word or the second, you will pronounce them in exactly the same manner. Not, because the K in the first word is silent. Not, not. They are pronounced in the same manner, but the meanings of the words differ. So the first word, not, is when you tie something up and it's hard to get it out. And the second word, not, is like no. No, I'm not going to do that. Got it? We need to teach them how to tie a knot. Do not make the monkey angry. He escaped because the knot was loose. We are not supposed to leave the campus till tonight. Do not make the knot too tight. So in the last sentence, knew, because the K in the first word is silent. So what do these words mean? The first word is to know something. Past tense of the word know. Knowing, know, I knew about it. And the second word knew is the opposite of the word old. Knew. Okay, here are some sentences to help you understand better. They knew where to find the lagoon. It was a new pen. No one knew what happened to the cat. The new student was enthusiastic and hardworking. And here I've used both words together in a single sentence. I knew he had a new car. Okay? Next pair, one and one. I have heard the first word being pronounced so incorrectly. So please pronounce it correctly. It is pronounced in exactly the same way as you would say O-N-E. One. Can you say it with me? One. One. So that's how you say the words. One. She won. Now, one is the past tense of win. So when you're talking about someone winning something, then you say won. Okay? And the second word is the number 1, of course. Here are some sentences. They clapped because she won the game. There was one sparrow in the nest. The other team won the football match. We had only one day to prepare for the test. She won one race. All right. So here is one and one. He won the race. Clear? Let's continue. Whole and whole. Both words are pronounced in exactly the same way. The W is silent in the first word, so whole, whole. But the spelling is different and the meanings of the words differ. For example, the first word means complete, whole, the whole thing. And the second word is like a hole in the ground, or the hole in a piece of wood, a hole in paper. I'll help you understand the usage better with these sentences. Do not eat the whole cake. Why? Obviously, you'll get sick then. Alice slipped down the rabbit hole. You know the story, Alice in Wonderland? We saw a cloud covering the whole building. The baby dinosaur lived in the hole in the road. The whole hole was covered well. There I've used both words. The whole hole was covered well. Now, if I had to give you a dictation and ask you to write the sentence without looking at it, the whole hole was covered well. That would be great, right? To see if you have understood the lesson on homophones. You should try it. Will you write the words with the correct spelling, or will you write the HOLE, WHOLE was covered well? What do you think? You should try it. Here's the next set. See and see. This is an easy one, isn't it? So SEE means to see something. And SEA is a water body. See, see. Pronounced in exactly the same manner, spelled differently, and they have different meanings. Let's see how you can use them in sentences. Can you see my book anywhere? The sea has been rough for several days. They can see that it will not be easy to find a teacher. Robin promised to swim in the sea the following month. I cannot see the sea from my window. Both words together. I cannot see the sea from my window. Okay? Now, you should practice. You should ask someone to read these last sentences out to you, and you should practice writing it in your notebook to see if you have understood homophones and if you can spell the right word in the right manner. Okay? Another great way of practicing homophones is to have a kind of a competition with your friends, and one person will call out a word and the other will write the homophone and see how many you can get right. Or another way is a kind of a silent game where you and your friends can sit together and write as many homophones as you can remember and see who gets the maximum number. Okay? You can think of some interesting games so that you can practice this lesson. So that's the see, and you see with your eyes, right? What about peace and peace? Both words are pronounced the same way. Peace, peace. And yet you can see the spellings different. P-E-A-C-E and P-I-E-C-E. What's the first word? P-E-A-C-E? It means to have peace. No shouting and screaming, no fighting. And the second word, P-I-E-C-E, is a small part of something, a piece of something. Here are some sentences. She can give you a piece of the pudding. He lived near the river because he liked the peace and quiet. Don't we all? I need a piece of paper to write a note. There was unexpected peace outside the cafeteria after the children left. Unexpected? I don't think so. And here's a sentence having both words together. He will give you a piece of his mind and destroy your peace. So, like I said, ask someone to read the sentences to you, the last sentence on each slide, and you write it down in your notebook. See if you can spell these words correctly, because then you will know that you have understood homophones. In order to get your homophones right, you will have to know how to spell the word, but you will also need to understand the meanings of each word. Once you know the meanings of the words, you will get them right. Let's proceed. Two and two. This is an easy one, isn't it? You could also add the word TO. So TWO is two, the number, and TOO is something too much of, like too hot, too cold, too funny, something like that. There are two chocolates in the bag, the number two. It is too hot to go trekking. No one likes to trek in the hot sun. I saw two spiders on the wall. That would be a horrible sight. The journey was too long. And then you get tired when the journey is too long. Here I have both words in a single sentence. Those two ducks are too cute. Try writing it down. All right, let's continue. Too hot. Two of them. Here and here. These are also very common homophones. HERE and HEAR. Both are pronounced in exactly the same way. Here. But the first word, HERE, means in this place. And the second word, HEAR, means to hear, to listen with your ear. Now, how you can remember this easily is look at the second word, HEAR, and part of that word is EAR. So when you are talking about using your ear to hear, then you know you should use the word HEAR and not HERE. Okay? Here are some examples for you. We have lived here for 10 years. I cannot hear a word she says. You will find crocodiles here. Can you hear soft music in the distance? Can you? Come here so that I can hear you clearly. Okay? There and there. I have heard the first word being mispronounced. There. Isn't it? I don't know if you've heard it being said that way, but I certainly have. Bring me their books. Can you see their shoes? It is not their, it is their. THEIR is pronounced in exactly the same manner as THERE. The words are their. Bring me their books. Where are their shoes? Take me there. So the first word there means belonging to them. And the second word there means a place, pointing to some place away from where you are. Okay, please remember, if you hear anyone saying their for THEIR, please correct them. Okay, tell them it is pronounced as there, not their. Let's see some examples. I like their story. Can you sit there for a while? Their house is in the city. There are two boys and three girls in the room. I saw their house there. I saw their house there. All right? Fair and fair. Both words are pronounced in exactly the same way. Fair, fair. Yet you can see different spellings, and the first word means to be fair and not dark, or it could also mean, to be fair when you're doing something, when you're dealing with someone. You're not going to misuse information. You're going to be fair to everyone. And the second word, FARE, is money that you pay to buy a ticket to go somewhere. Here's how you use the words in sentences. We do not know the fare to the next town. The fair lady is my new neighbor. The bus conductor forgot to take my fare. We saw a fair child climb the slide in the park. The lady who took my fare was fair. Okay? Right and right. Both words pronounced in the same manner. Right, right. And yet, see how they're spelled. The first word, W-R-I-T-E, means to write something down. Writing. And the second word, R-I-G-H-T, means opposite of wrong. I am right about it. Okay, let's see how you can use them in sentences. You will get more marks if you write neatly. Doesn't everyone tell you that? Did you get all your sums right? He wants you to write a letter to his son. That is the right way to do things. Can you write the right word? Yes? If you think you can, do what I asked you to do earlier. Take a pen and a book and write the sentence down without looking. Then check and see if you spelled the homophones correctly. Can you write the right word? Okay, let's move on. I'm right. And here I will write with a pencil. Road and road. R-O-D-E, R-O-A-D. Road means to ride something, to ride a bicycle or ride a bike, past tense of that. And R-O-A-D is a road, a street, a road. Okay, let's see how it's used. Who rode to town yesterday? The road has too many twists and turns. He rode across the desert in the heat of summer. The road to my school is very narrow. They rode down the road to the next village. They rode down the road to the next village. Got it? That's how you use road and road. R-O-D-E and R-O-A-D. What about S-O-N and S-U-N? Easy one? I'm sure it is. S-O-N is son, a boy, my son. And S-U-N is the sun in the sky. Okay, the sun that gives us warmth. How will you use them in sentences? My neighbor's son is in class 5. We need to wear a hat in the sun. Her son became a doctor. The sun is too hot today. Don't let your son play in the sun. Don't let your son play in the sun. Okay, let's move on. Here's the sun, a very happy sun. And someone's son. Cute little fellow. Bear and bear. Both words are pronounced the same way. Bear, bear. B-E-A-R means the animal bear, Balu. And B-A-R-E means bear, means empty. All right, how would you use them? There was a bear in the jungle. His hands were bare. The bear ate up all the insects. The old lady found that the cupboard was bare. The bear killed the lion with its bare hands. The bear killed the lion with its bare hands. Can it? Okay, let's see. 8 and 8. E-I-G-H-T, the number 8. And A-T-E, 8. Meaning you ate something, eating. Comes from the word, the past tense of the word eat. 8 and 8. You know, this makes me think of one of the fun things that we used to do in school. You have to tell your friend to say, I 1 my mama, I 2 my mama, I 3 my mama, I 4 my mama, I 5 my mama, I 6 my mama, I 7 my mama, I 8 my mama. And then when your friend says, I ate my mama, you say, what? You ate your mama? Just something stupid to try. Okay? Let's see how you use these words in sentences. There were 8 spiders on the wall. 8 of them. She ate dinner at her friend's house last night. They ate a pizza for the first time in her life. 8 boys were chosen for the play. He ate all 8 cupcakes. He ate all 8 cupcakes. And with that, I've come to the end of the lesson. I do hope that it has been useful. And now it's time for a test. Are you ready? He's eating there. The number 8. Write the correct homophone according to the word you see on your screen. It is better for you to have a pen and a book with you. But if you don't want to write, then maybe you can just spell the word out as you see it on your screen. Okay, let's start. This is the first one, T-H-E-I-R. What is the homophone? How would you spell it? Obviously, it is a word that is pronounced in the same manner. So, there, not there, there. But how would you spell it? Did you get it right? Well, if you did, then very good. What about this one? 2 and 2. This one? Got it? Good. How do you say the word? First of all, you would have to know how to pronounce each word. And then you will have to understand the meanings of the words. Then you will have to know how to spell them. Got it? Good. What about this? This is your last word. Let's see if you got it right. You did? That's really good then. I'm sure you found the lesson useful, and I really hope so. Did you? Well, until we meet again, I'll say cheerio for now. Bye.